Namaste and welcome to India, the land of pulsating cultures, colorful scenery and unrivaled beauty. This 5,000-year-old civilization is the second most populous country in the world, where sophisticated urban lifestyles exist next to centuries-old ways of life. The largest democracy in the world, India is a melting pot of varied cultures, diverse traditions, ethnicities, music, cuisines, languages, art, and festivals. It is home to some of the erstwhile great empires whose monuments, palaces, and legacies continue to live on. India is also home to some of the world's best ancient architectural wonders. From the snow-capped mountains of the Himalayas, from where, through the centuries, Indian sages have gone to meditate and find the meaning of life. From the rivers of the mighty Indus, the glistening sands of Rajasthan, to New Delhi, the seat of India's government, to the Taj Mahal, that poem in architecture to love. Across the plains, watered and nourished by the sacred river Ganges, past the sacred cities of Allahabad, Varanasi to Kolkata, the eternal city, to the surging waters of the Brahmaputra, down past Mumbai, the commercial capital of India, to the gleaming waters and beaches of Goa, over the Vindhya mountains to Bengaluru, the IT capital of the world, to Kerala, the birthplace of Christianity in India, its gentle swaying palm trees and backwaters, to the ancient state of Tamil Nadu, and finally to Kanyakumari. This vast stretch of land holds the 1.2 billion people of India. As varied as all this are the beliefs of its 1.2 billion people. With over 1 million gods and goddesses, this is also the birthplace of the great religions of Hinduism, Buddhism, Sikhism, and Jainism. This great nation of India provides a welcome embrace for Christianity, Judaism, Islam, Zoroastrianism, among others. In short, India challenges the senses and our reason and perhaps points to a new understanding of pluralism within the context of both religion and democracy. And now, the world's largest democracy is rushing headlong into the future. India no longer is just a country of snake charmers and magicians, but with its 21st century metropolises, luxury hotels, industries, air-conditioned surface transport, high-speed trains, world-class airports and shopping malls, the India of today offers the very best of everything. Recorded history begins with the great Indian civilizations of the Indus Valley, Mohenjo-daro and Harappa, around 2400 BC, contemporaneous with other such great civilizations of Egypt, Mesopotamia, and China. India flourished under such great kingdoms and kings. Once considered as one of the wealthiest countries of the world, successive invasions and colonial rule left it deeply mired in poverty by the time of its independence in 1947. Along with the march of history, also came Christianity to India. Tradition has it that St. Thomas arrived in India in 54 AD in Cranganore in present-day Kerala. He established 7 churches and appointed presbyters to take care of them before he moved on to Madras, present-day Chennai, where he suffered martyrdom. The churches in Kerala struggled on, receiving many migrations of Christians from Persia and Syria during the 3rd and 4th centuries. The church in India remained localized to this region until the coming of the Portuguese under Vasco da Gama, who landed in Calicut, Kerala in 1499, looking to establish trade with India, then prized for its pepper and spices. Along with Vasco da Gama came the Jesuits, bringing with them a new wave of Catholicism. They also took the gospel to the western shores of India, going as far as Goa, Daman and Diu. This was followed by the coming of the Dutch, who came to trade, but also spread the gospel to the west coast of Tamil Nadu. In 1773, the British arrived in India and established the East India Company, principally to trade. Soon, this turned into political control of India until the company was taken over by the Crown and India began to be ruled directly by England, until independence was won in 1947 by Mahatma Gandhi, the principal leader of the freedom movement in India. Through the tireless efforts of missionaries such as William Carey, Adoniram Judson, Robert Caldwell and Stanley Jones, the gospel spread to the east coast of India, onto present-day Andhra Pradesh, Odisha, West Bengal, the northeast and Burma. Though insignificant in number, the Christian community distinguished itself by supporting the struggle for freedom. Madhu Sundar Das, Pandita Ramabai, Kali Charan Banerjee are just few of the many names that fought alongside other renowned Indian freedom fighters. Missionaries such as William Carey were at the forefront in the development of language, the printing press, and fighting against ill practices like sati and infanticide. Christian contribution to health was so remarkable that by the time of independence, 30% of medical care centers and 90% of nurses were Christian. While Amy Carmichael and Pandita Ramabai left no stone unturned in working for the upliftment of women, Alexander Duff and John Wilson laid the foundation of modern education. Even today, thousands of high-quality Christian schools and colleges cater to the needs of young Indians. After independence, the indigenous churches took up the task of spreading the gospel, taking the gospel to central India and the north, the task that seemed impossible till recent time, when God began moving in these unreached parts. Today, India boasts of a multifaceted church of several tens of millions of people, representing almost all ethnic and language groups. This diversity has flowed into the Indian church too, ranging from traditional, liturgy-following, formal churches such as the Anglican Church, Syrian Orthodox Church and Lutheran Church, to the more independent charismatic churches, house churches and cell groups. From English to bilingual and multilingual churches, we have them all here, living in harmony, side by side. Once considered a graveyard of missions, India is fast becoming the vineyard of missions, thanks to the many indigenous mission movements and churches that continue to make a noticeable impact all over the country. Home to the highest number of unreached people groups in the world, God is powerfully at work in South Asia, and the Church in India is successfully leading the call to share the good news in the region. The growing Church in India is equipped with prayer, stands courageous against persecution, and is empowered by the Spirit. Physical healings and supernatural interventions play a role in drawing people to Christ, while proper discipleship and sound teaching helps sustain these newly established faith communities. Severe opposition and persecution has only helped the Indian Church to rise beyond denominational differences and unite for a common purpose. The Indian Church has carved its own identity in the arena of theological education too. It boasts of several fine theological schools and colleges that train and equip the emerging South Asian leadership. The Lausanne movement continues to act as a valuable catalyst to empower the worldwide church. His Spirit is leading this movement from the front. We invite you to sense this leading and the momentum of the Holy Spirit by inviting you to listen to the words of our national anthem, penned by none other than India's poet laureate Rabindranath Tagore.
भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा
द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा
विंध्य हिमाचल
यमुना गंगा
उच्छल जलधि तरंगा तब शुभ नामे जागे
तब शुभ आशीष मांगे
गाहे तव जय गाथा जनगण मंगल दायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे